Here's a few stories coming up on this week's episode.
The DC sniper lived in your neighborhood? How is this not the first person you brought up? So you stole government property.
We did steal a little bit of government property.
So you had a nuclear arms race in your neighborhood?
There's a mutually assured destruction situation.
You were such a criminal growing up.
I was kind of like the DC sniper of elevator peeing.
Quick reminder, I'm having a great time meeting you all on my stand-up tour. I'd love to see you in Wisconsin, North Dakota, Vermont, Massachusetts, Texas, and more. Head to alexclarkcomedy.com right now to see the full list of cities. And if your city's not listed, definitely request it at alexclarkcomedy.com. That's alexclarkcomedy.com. Enjoy the podcast. I'm so glad you're here because every week we look at someone else's ridiculous childhood, and today we have someone that I think might take the cake, Julian Stern.
Hello.
Welcome, Julian.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for taking time from your busy Instagram and Substack, the Sternal Journal.
Yeah, there we go. Get that plug right in. Yeah.
So the reason people listen is they like to know where you grew up and the crazy crap that happened in your hood. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Kensington, Maryland. And it was a very, it's not all the borders of, not all the suburbs of DC, but like that suburb area is like a little, some very nice places and some just like normal suburban places.
Which area was yours?
Well, there were some literal train tracks that I was able to say, oh, well, the really rich people live across those tracks.
Okay. So your street that was on the poor side of the tracks.
I wouldn't call it the poor side.
The regular side of the tracks.
Growing up, I once tried to refer to where we lived as ghetto, and my parents were like, no, absolutely not. My dad said, I will drive you. And I had no business saying that because it was clear that there were other places just a little bit further out that were like socioeconomically lower than we were. And my dad ran a homeless outreach center. So I
could see him getting pissed.
Yeah. So
on the regular side of the tracks, did you have any kooky neighbors?
Yeah, I had on either side, there was Ronnie and Bob. Both grew up in those houses, and RIP to both of them because they were at the time when
they
I was
were
growing
adults
up,
when you were kids?
Yeah, they were adults.
Okay.
So I think those houses were built in like the 30s or 20s or 30s, and like they were born in those houses and both lived basically their entire lives in those houses,
right?
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Ronnie and Maria,
they used George Washington's axe to cut the wood.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was Ronnie and Bob.
Mm-hmm. Ronnie was always like working on stuff in the backyard. Bob had a shed.
Okay.
And he was always in his shed, and I would just be like playing by myself in the backyard. Like, wow, what you doing back there? And he was clearly have absolutely no interest.
Like the dude from Home Improvement.
Yeah. Wilson. Yeah, which I was obsessed with Home Improvement. Yeah. And so I was like, I had a personal Wilson. The only problem is that it was a chain link fence that was kind of short, so I was just able to see him. Yeah. So I really understood.
Lure is gone.
Yeah.
The other side of the track, they have the full fence.
Yeah,
they get the full Wilson.
That's all I really wanted growing up. I wanted a full Will, just a full Willie. Other people I remember in my neighborhood, one was the DC sniper.
What?
When I was in
ninth. How is this not the first person you brought up?
There's just a lot of, it's not
the DC sniper lived in your neighborhood?
No, didn't live in my neighborhood, but did one of the snipes in my neighborhood.
What?
This was in 2004, I think. I was in 9th grade. One day, we had to go into Code Blue.
Oh, this was the guy that was just like driving around.
Yeah,
just
people were
knocking people out randomly.
Yeah. One of them was literally some poor woman on the way to work, like at the gas station that is, I don't know, like less than half a mile from my house.
Yeah, like the one you used to get candy bars from.
Yeah. Well, we did have a lot of gas stations. That was the thing. Most people in my school district didn't live, like it was like further out. You could convince them to drive you home by being like, the gas is cheaper in Kensington. But now, then it was like, but you might get sniped. For like a month, we would just be like, yeah, when you're outside, watch out.
Yeah.
'Cause somebody's shooting people. They thought it was a white like Astro van, but it turned out it's just that white vans happen to be around a lot. Like there's just a lot of like delivery vans or whatever. And so it was just whenever there was a shooting, there happened to be one of the more common things you might see nearby. Right. And it was like, I forget what it was, but it was like a kind of cool old car.
Yeah.
And it was a child in the trunk. A
The
man.
sniper also had a child in the trunk?
No, the sniper was a team. The man would drive, and the boy was the sniper. The boy would be the one
What?
shooting.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it was just we couldn't have. We ran cross country. We couldn't have cross country practice, and then
Right.
they were like, "Yeah, just like try to run on your own. Maybe at night
On foggy days.
Yeah." So yeah, that was a quirky neighbor that I had briefly. Someone who came through the town.
I'm sure you didn't do anything nearly as villainous as a sniper, but did you ever pull any pranks as a kid, or were you a prank kid?
Definitely got very into pranks. Early on, I tried to start doing some Home Alone style pranks.
I hate that I have to say this, but Home Alone is a movie.
Oh, man. Who are we dealing with here?
We love that you're here, but Home Alone is a movie.
Home Alone is a movie, and who knows when you're watching this, but holiday season, you should definitely watch it. But
it's a fantastic holiday film where a kid pulls a bunch of pranks on some burglars, basically.
And I tried to do that, and my dad was like, "Don't."
Do any come to mind?
Don't do this. No, I think I started planning some, and he was just like, those men would have actually gotten really hurt if any of these things had happened to them. So if you try to do this to me or your mother, you're going to hurt us. So he shut it down real quick. But we did a lot of TP in high school. A lot of forking was our big thing.
What's
really.
Forking?
It's where you just put a bunch of forks in the person's lawn.
I've never heard of that.
The interesting thing about it, and some people say this is a positive, some people say it's a negative, is that like TPing a house, you can do a lot of damage TP wise in probably 10 minutes if you have enough people.
Yeah.
And then and then you're gone. You spend 10 minutes on it, you get away, and then they're going to spend like an afternoon getting all the toilet paper down and probably won't get it all down. Forking is pretty much 1-to-1 as much effort to do as it is to clean up.
Yeah. So it's the dumbest prank ever.
I think there's something beautiful about forking. I think forking is an act of love in a way. And I did actually ask my prom date out by forking her lawn in big letters, prom ?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, but actually her dad had just done some treatment to the lawn. I knew you don't mess with a lawn when it looks like that.
Never get between a man and his grass.
This man is that type of man who you know he cares about the grass, and you know that there are potentially concerning implications if you were to get between him and his
still
grass.
don't know who the sniper is.
And you still don't know. But the lawn across the street had like a little bit of a slope on it, so I was like, hey, I guess we'll just we'll just do that lawn.
Can you remember any of the other folks you TP'd? Any targets?
Well, one time I got TP'd and I got set up. My friends told me, hey, we're going to TP. It was like one summer where it was just like a great like TP gang war. And we were basically, I think the thing is we didn't have any enemies. So we wound up just TPing each other.
Okay.
Basically, like you would say to the person who you were going to TP, you would say, hey, we're going to go TP, say, I'll throw out a name, Jared's house. And then like I got to Jared's house and nobody was there.
Right.
And I would be like, hey, where are we at? And then I realized, oh no, I'm the one who got set up. But
they conned you.
The funny thing is that my dad, who is a gruff man himself, but also a cyclist, and at the time was very into recumbent bikes. Which,
what are those exactly?
It's the one where somebody's like leaning back and their legs are out front.
So you're sitting in it.
You're sitting
lower
in
to
it.
the ground.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's kind of a nerdy bike. And so my dad happened to bike. He biked to and from work in DC every day, and he was biking up from work, and like some of my friends still talk about how terrified they were because they ran, but he was on a bike. So he's just on the
I just love the idea of terrified of a recumbent bicycle.
But that's Gunther. My dad's name is
Get
Gunther.
back here.
And he did kind of, as it's told, he rounded them up and made them clean it up.
If you had to pick a character from a movie just off the cuff to define your dad, who would it be?
In The Sandlot, which is a movie.
Yeah.
The the scary guy who lives next door.
Yeah,
Doesn't it turn
that's
out
your
that
dad?
he's like a nice
Yeah.
old man, but it's like they're all really scared of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe, I think.
Perfect.
Not that he was an old man at the time.
Yeah.
And he's still spry, very spry for his age.
What would you spend time doing with your dad if you ever did anything with him?
Well, it's funny because now he's always done ceramics. Or like he did
Like
he
he'd
got
make
his degree in
ceramic.
ceramics. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And now he's retired and he just spends a lot of time at the ceramic studio.
Right.
And I haven't been invited yet to, to do the ceramics. But
Lifelong passion, son not allowed.
There would be a lot of, and I think this is a classic dad move, is okay, spend time with the kid. Okay, well, I got to go to Home Depot, so I might as well bring him there. We would go to Home Depot. We would go to this computer store, CompUSA.
I remember CompUSA.
Wait, I didn't know CompUSA was a chain.
Oh,
I thought it was just like a regional Rockville, Maryland.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That was a staple of my childhood.
Yeah, so we would go to CompUSA and Home Depot.
Yeah.
And he would we would go like when I started running, he would just like take me to the park and I would run circles and he would just time me.
Right.
And
you were talking about your dad, and I think you mentioned you had siblings, right?
yes, I have a sister, Molly, who is 10 years younger than me.
Oh, so were you
So-
guys close growing up?
Yes, but she was a baby for
Right.
a lot of it.
So it sounds like you didn't spend, because there was such an age gap, a lot of time with her. Who were you spending time with? Who were your friends?
I hung out with my buddy Joe, who lived down the block, and there were a couple other guys, Tony and Glenn, who we hung out a lot in like elementary and middle school. And then in high school, I joined the cross country team and I became friends with like the cross country track kids more.
Were you guys like playing freeze tag or playing with bow and arrows?
We did
what were you guys doing?
Yes. One time, my friend Greg did have a bow and arrow. We were on the swings and Greg was trying to see how far he could shoot the bow and arrow. And he got it kind of close to me and my buddy Francois.
Wait, so you're on a swing set? How many people are on the swing set?
I think it was just me and one other person.
So 2 kids are on swings.
Yeah.
Your other friend is standing how far away?
Far. Like in my memory, it's like 100 meters.
Your friend's standing 100 meters away shooting bow and arrows
Yeah.
at you? Okay.
And like there's no one in between, so it seems like it'll be fine. And then at some point I look up at one of them and I can just you expect it to drop because the other ones have been dropping. And I was like, oh, I'm just looking at the tip of this thing head on. And at the last second I put my hands up like this and it literally hit me right here.
Oh
and
my
I think
God.
I still have
Oh my
someplace
God.
where it hit me. And like
How many snipers lived in your neighborhood?
but like it felt like if I hadn't put my arms up, it could have like gotten me in the eye, which is like the only way any legitimate damage would have been done, and that could have been death.
You got shot at by Robin
Yeah,
Hood
I
or
got
lost
shot
an
at,
eye
yeah.
or something. This is wild.
Yeah, and so
Did it
then there was
bleed?
a lot of it bled. It wasn't like it wasn't a stitches situation.
Right.
But
Okay.
we had
Thank
to like
God.
run back to,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of like.
Were you able to pull it out of your arm? Were you
It
running
didn't-
down
no,
the
it
street
ju-
with
it
the
just-
arrow?
it bounced off.
Okay.
It did not stick in. But I was like, what the fuck? You shot me.
Yeah.
And then like half of the people are laughing and half of the people are like, what's going on? And he was like, I thought you were going to get out of the way. And I was like, I didn't think you were actually shooting at us, which I feel like is a very like early high school kind of conversation
Very jackass.
to have. Yeah. But also you were
Expect
talking.
Steve-O to pop out of the bushes.
But when you were asking about freeze tag, we did do some tag, but we would really do these, like we did water balloon fights, but then during the summer we did mud ball fights. Which
What is a mud ball fight?
I thought mud ball fights were just as normal as water balloon fights. It wasn't even mud a lot of the time. It was like packed dirt.
I get the feeling you weren't checking the mud for rocks.
Not only were we not checking the mud for rocks, at times we would mix gravel in. We
No,
basically-
you didn't.
we got into like an arms race where there had to be an understanding of like it was very rare that people were actually throwing the mud balls at each other, but it was like hey, we have more mud balls than you all do,
Right.
so you don't want to start this. And so
you had a nuclear arms race
Yeah,
in
exactly.
your neighborhood.
there was a mutually assured destruction situation, and there would be like spies who would go over and be like, yeah, no, they're putting gravel in theirs. We have to put gravel in ours. And I just
And
remember
how soon
piles
after
and
that did you
piles.
join Model UN?
Yeah. I don't really remember how that all worked
Right.
out, but it was kind of like every recess. It felt like, okay, new battle lines drawn.
Oh, so you do this at school in the yard?
Yeah.
What kind of kid were you at school? Quiet kid, goofy kid? I was a dork kid.
I was bigger than everyone else. Like I had a growth spurt earlier, and I was just like a husky kid. So I was way bigger than everybody else.
So you probably didn't get bullied or anything.
I did get bullied still.
Oh, you
I mean,
did?
especially, when you're in elementary school, it's K through 5. So even if you're a massive kindergartner, the third
Right.
graders are still going to be way bigger. I remember again,
and your friends are like, you better watch it. His dad has a recumbent bicycle.
Yeah, exactly. Little did they know.
Yeah. So yeah, you got bullied in 3rd grade?
Yeah, no, when I was in kindergarten, there were these guys, Andy and Josh. Like that's just a bully pair.
Yeah.
And I remember they pantsed me. It was the first time getting pants, and I was in
No.
kindergarten.
Did it go
I was like,
full?
no, luckily it didn't go full, but I have gotten.
You
the
still
full.
had your Ninja Turtles
Yeah,
underpants on?
exactly.
Your Kevin McAllister boxers.
Yeah, I was also very not coordinated, but people always were trying to figure out how to use, at the time, my like massive size relative to the other kids for like football or whatever. And I was just, I had no understanding. Basically, my elementary school friends were on the football team. My middle school friends were running cross country, and they were like, yeah, it kind of sucks that we have to run so much, but everyone's nice and it's a lot of fun. And I was like,
Right.
okay, let me try.
Yeah.
Let me try this. And never looked back. Now
Cool.
running's a big part of my
Did you guys
personality.
get into trouble like stealing stuff or anything growing up?
Yes. Especially with the
Very
runners.
quick yes.
Yeah. We
Oh.
did.
Did
Yeah.
you say especially the runners?
Yeah, because we could run away with stuff.
Right.
We were obsessed with
The real reason you ran track
Yeah.
to get better at evading the police.
We liked stuff like stealing signs. Like sometimes you would see like some highway work being done, and there would be like the signs that they still had to put up, and we would be like, oh, we got to steal those. And so
Right.
one time I forget what the sign was, but this is one of the ones that's like it probably had like the big sign up top that was like, talking about whatever the exit, like naming the exit.
like
and
the
all this
literal
stuff.
sign that
And
they
then-
hang up
yeah,
on. Oh
yeah.
my god.
So, and then there's like the little one below it that has like just the exit number and the arrow, which is still, it looks little when we're on the highway, but it's
Right.
massive when it's on the ground.
And probably
And so,
heavy.
yeah, it's
because
heavy.
it has
So
to
it
be
was-
structurally sound.
Right.
So you stole government property.
We did steal a little bit of government property. It would be like 2 at a time, and one was in front and one was behind. We were just running along, holding this holding this highway sign like this. Yeah, that was a blast. But there was a sandwich board sign that a new Chipotle had opened up, and we were obsessed with Chipotle. This was kind of when Chipotle was blowing up on the scene, and so there was this massive sign that said "Burrito Bliss that away," and it had the picture of the burrito, and we were like, we're stealing that sign.
Right.
It would be like if there's a median in the middle of Wilshire, like this was a pretty big road, and we stole it from that median, which they just left it there. And then we had to
Cars are whizzing by.
cut into the neighborhood.
One of them's got a kid in the trunk with a sniper
Right,
rifle.
exactly. And the Malvo or whatever the sniper's, hey, don't shoot them.
Yeah. They're cool. They're cool.
Give them a pass.
They're Chipotle people.
Yeah. And we had it at my friend Francois's house for a little while, and then we snuck it into my house. And I had it under my mattress for
Okay.
years,
Uh-huh.
like into college. And my parents found it, and they were like, "Hey, what is this?" And I was like, "Oh, they weren't using it. They said we could have it, like whatever,
Right.
whatever you caught stealing something." They were like, "No way!" And it might still be in my dad's shed.
We, in college, stole one of those. We called them Keyspan because that was the name of the company that made them. The sandwich board, but for construction with like the white and orange lines on it.
Oh yeah,
And we were put up. Our dorms were in a hotel at the time. So at the end of the semester, we're like, what do we do with this? We're not sure. So we went in the bathroom and we pushed up the ceiling tiles and we put it up in the ceiling of the hotel room. It
That
might still
is-
be up there.
that's such a college thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's found it and been like, "Why the hell is this here?"
Yeah.
But yeah, we stole that. We tried to steal the hurdle. Like if you can imagine, like in the Olympics or whatever, like hurdles have that little plastic bar across the top,
Mm-hmm.
and most high schools have their high school name like on that, like it's kind
Right.
of like merch or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like branding. and we realized that you could like disconnect that from the hurdle pretty quickly. And so our goal for senior year was to steal one from all 24 schools in the county
Okay.
to then string together and present to our coach as a gift at the end.
Okay. Did it work out?
But I remember my friend Hillary, because there was one meet, a school that was really far away, and we knew it had like pretty good security. So we were like, we only have a shot while we're here. And so, but it was also, there were so many people around, we were not going to be able to get out the
Right.
exit with the thing. And I think
If
there
shit
was
hits
just
the
like,
fan, get the mud balls ready.
Yeah, exactly. There was like too much heat on us or something.
Yeah.
So we were like, Hillary, will you please sneak this out? And so we got her to like basically drug mule the hurdle top out. She just like put it down her sweatpant leg, and
Walking
I could
with
still
a
like
limp.
see her, like, yeah, just walking with a limp, so it's straight leg on one side. And Hillary, you're a real one for that. I will text her after this to say, hey, I just remembered that you did this. Thank you. It was great because our coach, when we presented it, was like, guys, this is terrible. Like, you
Yeah.
have to give these back. And then he was like, I'm going to give them back. And then he immediately took it home and put it in his home office. And
Yeah.
he was like, I had to give you shit for it in public because,
Right.
but this is awesome. Thanks. Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
You were such a criminal growing up,
I feel like, yeah, a lot of like misdemeanor-y stuff.
but you got away with all of it. Did you ever get in trouble?
Well, in college, I spent a night in jail. but
You
that's-
did?
Yeah.
For what?
I was at St. Patrick's Day in not Charleston,
Savannah?
Georgia. Yes. Have you been to Savannah?
Yes,
St. Patrick's
my
Day?
sister went to, not on St. Patrick's Day, but
Oh,
for folks listening, Google it.
Yeah.
It looks like Times Square New Year's Eve in hell.
yeah. It's basically, I would say it's probably better.
I
than
love
Times Square
I
New
love
Year's Eve.
Savannah. I love Savannah. I'm just saying St. Patrick's Day looks like a total hell show.
Yeah, they've got the River Street, and they just turned it into a massive block party. I was arguing with the Westboro Baptist Church.
Were you
So-
drinking at this time?
I was drinking.
Okay.
I had not enough to drink for the story you're about to hear.
Okay. That's the best answer
but-
possible.
A lot of, and this was the most trouble I ever got in with Gunther and
Okay.
and my mom. But my friend and I were trying to like, own the Westboro Baptist Church, like try to get him caught in his lies. My buddy and I were talking for like half an hour, and he was like, I gotta pee, and I was like, I gotta pee too. And there's nowhere really there's a lot of cops around because it's like a Mardi Gras situation.
Right.
And I had been to Mardi Gras, and what I had been told was the only thing you will get arrested for is exposing yourself in public, which obviously peeing does that.
Right.
And I saw an alleyway, and I was like, okay, I'll go down this alleyway. But there was an elevator at the end of the alleyway. People get off the elevator. I say, I'm looking for the bathrooms. And they said, we were looking for the bathrooms too, man. Just pee here. And I was like, okay. But then I was like, I might get caught. And I also, at the time, I'm not proud of this. And I know now why it was especially bad. But I was a bit of a serial elevator peer.
Okay.
I was kind of like the DC sniper of elevator peeing. And so I peed in the elevator. As it turned out, it was the Hyatt elevator. The Hyatt had opened their bathrooms to anybody to go. And so all I had to do was go up that elevator, walk into the Hyatt, and they would have let me pee. But I was so used to, in this kind of situation, hotels are like, no, only guests in here. So I didn't know how close I was. I really had to go. And then I get back on. I'm like, well, I guess I'll finish it. And when I get back on, I see that while it was on River Street, it was in a shaft. But then when it came up to the main floor, it was kind of like a glass back. and also, I've gotten a lot of guff over the years for Julian peed in a glass elevator. But
I think you got your payback for
Yeah.
all those elevators you peed
yeah,
in.
and I look, and I can see down on River Street like 3 cops like pointing at me and talking into their walkies, and I was like, uh-oh. And I leave, and I make it like 10 steps before I feel a very firm clap on my shoulder. And I was like, "Ruh-roh," and so spent a whole night in jail from that. Yeah,
That's a great story.
yeah,
I love that one.
yeah.
What was the most prized possession in your room growing up?
Ooh, might have been the Chipotle sign for some portion
Oh,
of it.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that was up there. Oh, I had my mom's cousin's wife. She was like an entertainment reporter, and she did the Rush Hour 2 press junket. And I was a massive Jackie Chan fan.
She did?
And so she got a Rush Hour 2 like saddlebag kind of thing, and a Rush Hour 2. It's like instead of Kiko Man soy sauce, it was Kickin' Man soy sauce, and I had Jackie Chan on it, and it was a Chris Tucker hot sauce.
Okay.
So yeah, probably, and it was probably like 11 or 12.
You must have
10.
freaked out.
Yeah. So I still have on my bookshelf at home the Jackie Chan soy sauce and the Chris Tucker hot sauce.
So those are still up in your room?
Yeah, still up in my living room.
We
I
need-
want other people to see it.
We need to dub this a historical site, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think we're out of time.
Great. I mean, not great. I've had a blast, but
This was super
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
We found out where you lived and got some good dirt on you.
Kensington. Yeah. Check out Kensington, Maryland. They've got a nice little antique row.
So to wrap up the podcast, I always ask the same 4 questions.
Please.
You ready for the gauntlet?
I'm ready.
Question 1. What's a memory from childhood, kid years that you think of that makes you happy?
That's a great question. Many, but one that has come to mind recently is my buddy Joe. He had a bird bath in his backyard, and I don't even know how old we were when we started doing it, but we kept it going until we were probably in our 20s, until the bird bath didn't exist anymore. And whenever the first below freezing time happened, we would go out to the bird bath, and it was just a massive bird bath. So there was this massive plate of ice, and so we would just like take it out together and throw it on the ground and just watch it crack. And it was just so much fun. It was really just like okay, winter is here.
And you do that every year?
We did it every year. And it was like an
Groundhog
exciting
Day,
yeah,
winter's coming.
Yeah. So we would have to go out and check and be like, oh no, it's still,
Yeah.
and you could kind of poke. It was like, it's a little bit of an ice sheet, but not enough.
I
And
love that.
yeah. So that was a really good one.
That's good. Question 2. When you look back on childhood, what's the first time you remember being proud of yourself?
This might not be the first time, but it's the one that came to mind is BAPA, Bethesda Academy of Performing Arts. When I was at one of those summer camps, when I was like 9 or 10, the whole thing was like the kids all like make up a play together and like write it, design the costumes, like paint the set and everything. And so I had one scene that I wrote, and I showed it to my grandparents, who were both very like into theater. They would take me to plays and stuff. And I don't think they were putting on. They were like, this is genuinely really good. Like you
Right.
might be like creative. And they were like, so yeah, that was a good one.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
That's probably why you kept performing.
Yeah.
Question 3. If you could go back and give little Julian one piece of advice, what would it be?
It would probably be do everything in your power to actually do the things that scare you the most.
So don't be afraid.
Yeah. Be afraid, but like, don't be afraid of the fear. Don't
Right.
listen to the fear. Don't let
Right.
yourself go towards the fear instead of away.
Oh, that is, I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And I'm still working on that.
Yeah. I mean, we all are.
Yeah.
Ready for the last question?
I am.
Before every podcast, I always ask the guests what's their like go-to childhood snack. I'm sure you remember what you said, but for everyone listening, what was your favorite childhood snack?
Hot Pockets.
The reason I ask is I always get a gift for the guests, and I got you.
I was like, there's a reason he's asking this.
Boom.
Wow.
And I like to end it. The reason it's open is my wife cooked them up so we could cheers it to end the podcast.
Incredible.
The real reason I wanted you here is so I could have a hot pocket.
Wow.
Head to gladpod.com for more podcasts or to support us on Patreon. Either way, I am so glad that you were here.